Seriously? You want me to make another DaVinci Resolve video? I hope you're happy. I don't know if I told you, I don't like being in front of the camera. I don't want to be here. Well, but seeing as I'm already here, I might as well give you some tips in DaVinci that I've learned throughout the several weeks I've been dabbling in it. I've been editing videos for several years now, and in those years, I've amassed a collection of assets, graphics, sound effects, VFX, you name it. And even though I've properly organized everything, I find it tedious to import it into a new project every single time. Thankfully, in DaVinci, you can set up power bins. Any files you drag and import here will be accessible across all your projects. In your media window, just click the 3 dots in the corner and check Show Power Bins. You will then see it here to your left, and you can start importing and using all of your assets. Super convenient. Do I really need to be doing this? Now let's do keyboard customization. It's really important that you learn your keyboard shortcuts so you'll have a faster workflow, especially if you're new to video editing. Everyone has their own customized layout. I like to have all my most used keys accessible with my left hand without lifting my wrist. Go over to the upper left corner and click DaVinci and click Keyboard Customization. First shortcut, which is my most used key, Split Clip. It creates a cut wherever you have your playhead. If you have nothing selected, it'll cut across all your tracks. If you only have one clip selected, it'll create a cut in just that clip. I assign this to the key S. Second most used key, Delete. The default key is backspace or delete, which is across the keyboard. Doesn't make any sense, so I moved it to the key D, which is right next to S. These two are my most used shortcuts, split and delete. That way I can create a cut here, here, delete that, press delete on the space and close that gap. But did you know you can make a cut and close that gap with just one shortcut? It's called Ripple Delete. I've assigned it to the keys Q and W. Q deletes everything from the start of the clip up to the playhead, and it deletes the gap in between. W deletes everything from the end of the clip to the playhead and deletes the gap. A new shortcut that I've recently been using is Swap Clips. I've assigned it to keys 3 and 4. 3 takes the clip you've selected and swaps it to the left. 4 takes that clip and swaps it to the right. Another shortcut I use a lot is Select All Clips Forward. I've assigned this to the key A. Basically, when you hit this key, all the clips to the right of your playhead get selected. Basically, I just use it to create big gaps in my timeline and insert new clips. The last shortcuts are Zoom In and Zoom Out of timeline. I've assigned this to key 1 and key 2. I use this to quickly navigate through my timeline whenever I need to see the big picture or whenever I need to focus on certain clips. These are only some of my shortcuts, but it can help get you started. And before you know it, you're a DaVinci Pro. DaVinci, DaVinci, DaVinci. What about Squarespace? Let's talk about Squarespace. It's missing an E string, by the way. You know what? I don't care. Pete, you're actually here. You're not on vacation. Please. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. No, you're doing this bit.
I'll give you a little.
You know, just you do it.
Yeah, just a quick. Give me your. I need your glasses real quick. What, did you go up a number? These are thick, dude. Wow. All right. This video is brought to you by Squarespace.com. It is an all-in-one platform so that you can make, you can take everything that you do online and make it into one beautiful, cohesive website so that you can get stuff. You see how I'm kind of like.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. It's a platform.
It's an all-in-one platform.
It's an all-in-one platform. Just continue.
No, you got this.
Easy to use with
lots of templates, award-winning templates.
Lots of templates, award-winning templates.
That are always being added. Yeah, this was great. You were doing so good.
So if you get bored of your website,
or just want a new look, it's easy.
Apparently it's easy. Just finish the ad.
I'm just trying to get you loosened up, you know?
Maybe the whole video.
Maybe, okay.
Squarespace has 24/7 great customer service.
I'm a little concerned.
I'm smiling. This is great. And has podcasts.
Well, they don't have podcasts. You can put a podcast, like you can link it and set it all up, like it's got all the infrastructure.
With Squarespace, you can make galleries, design portfolios, podcasts. You can pay gate and make a membership websites.
There you go. Yeah.
You can schedule appointments with your clients.
Love that. That's good.
Yeah, I'm getting good at this, right? And if you want 10% off for your first purchase of Squarespace, you can get 10% off with code McKinnon. McKinnon. Code McKinnon at checkout gets you 10% off. That's it.
You could have made a website faster than we got through this ad read.
Thanks, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video.
All right, now I will hit record and we will do
Wait, what? Okay, back to the tips. Sometimes when you're working on an edit, there are instances where you don't want a track to be affected by all the changes you're making. A music track, for example, you want that sitting underneath all your clips. And when you're making cuts on your video, you don't want those cuts to be on your music track. Just head over here to the left of your timeline and deselect Auto Track Selector. Whenever you make edits that affect multiple tracks, like cutting, the deselected track doesn't get affected. And when it comes to color grading, I still suck. But one thing that really helps me out is remote grading. You can turn it on by right-clicking anywhere in this clip track on the color page and select Use Remote Grades. This means that any changes that I make to a color grade on a certain clip gets applied to all the instances of the file used in the timeline. This is super useful when color grading talking head because I constantly make changes and I don't have to copy paste the changes every single time. One of my favorite things with DaVinci is the easy way to apply modifiers to your shots without having to dig through an effects folder. Most useful modifiers are already here. Shot is too shaky, stabilize. Too distorted, lens correction. Want to apply a slow zoom without having to mess with keyframes? Dynamic zoom. Click swap if you either want it zooming in or zooming out. And if you want more customization and specific changes, head to this drop-down menu in your monitor window and select Dynamic Zoom. The green rectangle is your starting frame and the red rectangle is your last frame. Set that up and you're good to go. Now, one of the most tedious effects I had to do in Premiere Pro was to create a blurry background to showcase vertical photos that didn't fit the widescreen format of video. In Premiere, I would duplicate the photo, then the bottom track gets scaled up, blurred out, and the opacity turned down. I would then add a small drop shadow on the featured photo to pop it off from the background just a little. In DaVinci though, I just go to Effects, find the blanking fill effect, drop it in the clip, done. So easy. Okay, just a little bonus tip for you. I got schooled on this. In the first DaVinci Resolve video we made, I complained that DaVinci would still lag and stutter. But I have to say, in DaVinci, I have experienced slowdowns, especially when I applied some effects to the video. Well, that's because it wasn't pre-rendered. You can fix that by heading to Playback, Render Cache, and clicking Smart. You then get a thin line on top of your timeline. Red means it needs a render, and blue if it's good to go. So whenever you're not editing, DaVinci just pre-renders those clips. That would have been helpful weeks ago. Okay, that's it for me. Hopefully I gave you some good tips to help you get started in DaVinci. I'm sure there's a lot more to learn, especially with the new 18.5 update that came out, that relight feature. Money. But hopefully it'll be the last you'll see of me. Seriously, I don't even know why you're still watching this. I don't want to be back here next month making another DaVinci video. Seriously, don't click like on this video. Don't leave a comment. Just leave. Go. Now.
I can't even see you right now.
Just stay there. You have my notes on DaVinci. You can just finish the video too.
Why are you so close to your monitor, dude? You could like, it's right there. When you finish an edit, you're just like, mwah, right to the screen.
It's so I can taste my edit because it's so good.
It's so spicy.
Actually, no, it sucks because I'm the one doing the video, but
you know, you gotta make them. We're all about feels. You want the audience to feel things.
I feel hate.
I feel pain in my eyes because these glasses are insane.